You're listening to WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company, a God corporation helping creators create what is creative. Good afternoon. This is King Calvin Jones Jr., aka King Cal Cutter, with our special afternoon news. We're going to look at some of the things we're going to talk about today. It's going to be the United States Census, also information with the U.S. small business. Also, the game reports, we will talk about that. Also, the FTC and what they're doing, AmeriCorps and its reports, the ACLJ entertainment news, and the weather update. So stay tuned right here on U.S. Press Association with King Calvin Jones Jr.
James. When it was time for James to open his second restaurant in the Philadelphia metro area, he used U.S. Census Bureau economic statistics that are free and available online with industry trends and zip code level data. He identified a location with high potential for growth. Where did these statistics come from? They came from small business owners like James who responded to Census Bureau surveys. Together, their data viewed the local, state, and national statistics used for planning and decision making. By completing the economic census, companies contribute to the wealth of valuable data that can help grow their business. For more, you can also follow the economic census either on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, or you can go to their website at www.census.gov. Stay tuned for more news. Now to the in-service training program and dismantling pensions. AM will be having an in-service training program at Madonna University. In-service training program, the first presentation will be on leadership, March 16, 2018 at Livonia campus. That's going to be at the Livonia campus. POAM members Lifeline, law enforcement personnel face more stress than any other professional group. This excess stress can create emotional, mental, or physical problems. We have developed the POAM Lifeline so that you and your family can have the confidential assistance of professionals. There will also be PAM 2018 convention. The 2018 POAM annual convention is right around the corner. Booking information, itinerary, and important notification will be upgraded within the post. We can't wait to see you again this year. Another great convention is in the works. Dismantling pensions caused a mass exodus of public safety officers to shift away from the DB pension. Increased costs in other areas, and the DC switch proved a failed experiment in Palm Beach, according to the Police Officers Association of Michigan. Now to information regarding application with the U.S. Small Business Administration. If you meet the criteria listed here, you could be one of the 20 business owners selected. You have a minimum of $400,000 in annual sales, but not more than $10 million. You have been in business for at least 3 years. The person participating in the program must be the CEO, COO, CFO, owner, president, and be a key decision maker. You agree to commit to a total of 100 hours of programming, including 40 hours of classroom training, 7 CEO mentoring meetings, and coursework assignments. Classes meet at the MSU Detroit Center beginning April the 17th through October 15th, 2018. Because Emerging Leaders is funded by the Small Business Administration, there is no charge to you. To learn more, please visit www.sba.gov/content/SBA Emerging 200 Initiative. To be considered, apply at http://interise.org/SBA Emerging Leaders. Emerging Leaders partners are everybody from Automation Alley, Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, Detroit Regional Chamber, Great Lakes Women's Business Council, Michigan Economic Development Corporation, Michigan Minority Supplier Development Corporation, Michigan Small Business Development Center, Michigan State University Detroit Center, National Business League, SCORE, Tech Town. So for more information regarding this, you can go to www.sba.gov/NI. Stay tuned right here for further news. The following Global Agriculture Information Network reports were released on yesterday. Egypt's food processing ingredients competitive landscape, basically saying Egypt imported some $4 billion worth of food ingredients in 2017. The United States, the 8th largest supplier with roughly 138 million in sales accounts for about 4% of the sector's import market share. Egypt is exporting over 2.8 billion in processed and manufactured foods, mainly to the Middle East. There are 339 million potential consumers within 500 kilometers of its borders. U.S. origin food ingredients face competition from European, Middle Eastern, and increasingly African origin exports. These suppliers maintain preferential trade agreements with Egypt, which provide favorable tariff treatment. There's an overview of Egypt's largest food companies by sales. The Egyptian Chamber of Food Industry, CFI, indicates that there are over 7,000 food manufacturing companies operating in the country. Of these, over 5,200 are registered with the Chamber. In calendar year CY 2017, January to December, the food processing and manufacturing sectors generated 22.2 billion in sales. Post sources comment that the larger companies account for over 8 billion of these sales. Egypt's food processing and manufacturing sector is fragmented. Down to the EU. EU cattle slaughter and beef production are forecast to fall in 2018, but a further reduction of milk prices could elevate slaughter beef production and exports for the remainder of the year. EU pork production is expected to significantly increase in 2018 based on the favorable market conditions during the first 3 quarters of 2017. Current stagnating exports to China and a weak demand on the German market for its producers to seek alternative markets. In Poland, Poland's 2017 total estimated catch was 196,900 metric tons, including fish from the Baltic Sea and long-distance deep-sea fishing. Despite an increase in its deep-sea catch, Poland's total 2017 catch decreased by 1% from 2016. Due a lower catch from the Baltic Sea, the Polish fish processing industry is the 4th largest in Europe, with 263 processing plants which ship product through the EU. Several hundred smaller, often family-run companies also sell products only within the immediate regional. 2017 fish consumption in Poland averaged about 12.4 kilograms per capita. Almost half of the EU average. 2016 fish and seafood exports exceeded 2 billion, of which 64 million were U.S. origin. Poland imports mainly raw fish for further processed by the local processing industry. Now to Russia. Russia has harvested its largest grain crop in nearly 40 years, exceeding 134 MMT, according to official reports, and moving Russia into the #1 position of global wheat exporters. It includes 85.5 MMT of wheat, 20.5 MMT of barley, 12 MMT of corn, and almost 15.8 MMT of other grains and pulses, according to official sources. FAST in Moscow has increased its wheat production forecast to 85 MMT, the same as the official USDA number. Meanwhile, the corn production outlook for MY 2017-18 is down by 10% to 13.7 MT compared to the production in MY 2016-17. Average yields for wheat, barley are up 16% and 18% respectively, which is an increase from MY 2016-17, while corn yields decreased by 9%. FAST Moscow forecast exports for the main grains at 46.2 MMT, including 36.0 MMT of wheat, including wheat flour and grain equivalent, 5.7 MMT of barley, 4.5 MMT of corn, increasing world wheat market prices. Wheat domestic prices versus international prices are the opening of new markets are expected to stimulate